All right. Good morning, freshmen. I hope all is well. Happy Monday. Thanks to all of you who participated in the Nearpod lesson assignment. I received some great responses and great feedback on it in our virtual field trip and the animations and things of that nature. So I really appreciate it. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. What else? If you earned a 69% or below, I did reach out and contact your parents. Please know that that will still occur if you ever earn a 60%, 69% or below throughout the week. Okay. I didn't have to make that many, but let's try to avoid that as much as we can. Okay. All right. So this here is just an overview of what we're going to be doing this week. I've already sent out your 2 assignments. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always put it in the Q&A chat and I will address it. So this week, we are going to try a different platform called Parlay, which is an online discussion platform. And we're also going to create a heart map, okay? And I will go over that. So first, let me go ahead and begin with the heart map. The heart map is actually a brainstorm activity to get our creative juices flowing and to actually try to stimulate the objective, which I'll go over in a few upon what we're trying to achieve for this week. So if you actually look at the heart map instructions on Google Classroom, it states create a heart map or collage that reflects what's special in your life. Fill this heart with people, places, and memories that are most important to you. I have attached a PDF version in case you desire to print in an effort to color or do a handmade collage. Then upload a transparent photo or scanned copy of it. Or you can use any of the collage generators below. If you have a better one that is not on here, that's fine as well. So when I'm talking about the collage, you can add photos, you can add words, you can add pictures. If you want to be creative and add something like, I don't know how big your heart is, like this lipstick or something, whatever stimulates a memory or what's special or important within your life, I want for you to go ahead and share that there, okay? And it all makes sense once I go over the actual objectives. If there isn't an application on there that's working for you or that you may feel uncomfortable with, that's fine as well. You can always choose a different application. I just want you to find a template that's going to formulate your work into the form of a heart. So be creative, add photos, add drawings, add pictures, add words, you can add cutouts, it's whatever you want. Just ensure that you attach the file. Also, at the last minute, I also added you can even create a Wordle. And a Wordle is just basically a collage of words and that are formatted into different shapes. And the only thing that you have to adhere to is ensuring that your work is in the shape of a heart. Okay, that's why we call it a heart map. So whatever work that you do, make sure that you attach it so I can, give you the grade that you deserve. Okay, so I look forward to that. Please put your energy into it. Again, you can make it 3D if you want to. If you're doing like a handmade version, you have a printer at home, or you can even if you have a poster at home. I want for you to be creative and enjoy this. As long as you adhere to meeting the deadline by 11:59, that's fine. If you're very artistic and you want to paint or do some other type of art technique or sponge technique in the midst of it, that's fine. The only thing that you have to ensure that you have is that the heart reflects what's special in your life and you're filling it in with people, places, and memories that are most important to you. All right. Are there any questions about the heart map assignment before I get into the parlay discussion? All right. I don't see any right now. I'll come back to that. If so, just feel free to put it in the live chat bar, or I will address your questions during our virtual office hours, or you can call the hotline or email me. Either way is fine. Okay. So moving forward, if you actually click on the Parlay link I sent, you should be able to access this application called Parlay. Parlay is a technological application which allows for us to have either live discussions or online discussions that are developed at a student's pace. So for this go around, I decided to give it to you as an online discussion. That way you can go at your pace so we can balance your college studies during this time. If we continue within this and I'm able to do so, we can go ahead and do the live version later on if this becomes our new norm. Okay, but to go over Parlay, if you click on it, you'll notice the objectives, the learning goals, is that students will build an understanding of expressing their insights through the creation of their own poetry about their own ideas and insights on the theme of survival as their culminating task. Okay, so as of right now, last week we read a lot of different poems, a myriad of poems that talked about survival, whether it was a war within yourself or a physical war or things of that nature, anything that had to do with survival. So then if you scroll down to content and media, you'll notice that I've placed all the texts and literature and hyperlinks that you should have read, except there's a new video that you need to watch below about what makes a poem that features Biggie Smalls as the thumbnail. Okay, so please watch that short TED Talk. It's very important. And then last but not least, you need to ensure that you answer the discussion question, which is a prompt below. As it was with each of our mentor poets, we often have to deal with surviving through something stressful, moving away from friends, recovering from sickness, the loss of someone we loved. As your culminating task, each student will create an original poem using your choice of the poets we have studied as a mentor text. So when we're talking about mentor text, we're talking about a text that we can follow along. For example, Kevin Young, who actually performed his text within the cartoon called Ode to the Hotel Near the Children's Hospital, he talks about the memories of how, the obstacles and the journey within being in the hospital and all the stressors and so forth. But at the end of the day, he explains how relieving it is once a person's able or a child is able to leave the hospital, things of that nature. Okay, so you may want to actually do it in like a narrative form, or so you can incorporate imagery, figurative language, whatever those texts are. So I don't expect for you to make it exactly like the poems that we read, but I do expect for you to try to take some tips from how they created their writing. Okay, so moving forward. Use the poet's ideas for guidance on how you might state your message or insight that will become the theme of your own survival poem. You will decide how to use poetic elements, use figurative language and imagery to convey your theme and create meaning. So when we're talking about survival, we're talking about the actual theme. When we're talking about the theme, we're talking about the main idea of the text. What's the main message, the overall message that's being put out there? Okay, what's the overall subject? And the theme for your poem is basically on survival. Okay, and okay, I already went over that. All right, and then last but not least, it's important that you all incorporate peer feedback. Provide 3 peers feedback. Additionally, ensure you include one of the following for each: a GIF or photo, a TED Talk or YouTube video, or a collegiate or helpful article. Ensure any feedback given is positive, beneficial, and school appropriate. Okay, so basically, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm learning this myself, if you discover something new, just shoot me an email and kindly let me know. You have to give written feedback to at least 3 different peers. Okay, and the benefit of this is that you're not only solely conversing with your pathway cohorts. I have combined HIM and hospitality freshmen all together. So if you want to leave a message for someone in hospitality and you're in HIM, you can do that, or vice versa. Okay, but you do have to formulate feedback for 3 different peers. And ensure after you have incorporated the written feedback that you provide either a GIF, a still photo, or an article that benefits their actual poem that they're writing on survival. So maybe someone, you may say, oh, well, this is a wonderful poem. However, I feel as if it would benefit you if you check checked out this link on figurative language, how to implement poems or tautology, things of that nature. Or you may say, oh, wow, like that was a bomb poem. And you find a GIF that says like, out of this world, mind blowing, okay, like something positive to add to your written feedback. So you still have to type written feedback, but you have to add an article or a GIF or a link, something that's beneficial, that's going to help that person or give them or stimulate their mind. Maybe they wrote survival in regards to, for example, I don't know if anyone has ever survived a hurricane, but maybe someone was in Louisiana at the time during Hurricane Katrina, and they wrote about that, and maybe you want to give them an article or an actual video of someone discussing how they felt about Hurricane Katrina and their survival story, so they can like develop some type of inspiration. So there's no right or wrong. You just have to be polite, ensure that it's helpful, and ensure that it's beneficial. So again, you're not only adding the GIF or the still photo or the article or the or whatever else I have put online that's multimedia, but you're ensuring that you give them legit feedback on their writing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 more minutes. If you have any questions that you like to place here in the live chat box. Again, you have 2 assignments this week. We are working on Parlay, okay, which is an online discussion platform if you're just tuning in. And you're going to follow the instructions given and ensure that you watch that new video that hasn't been shared on Nearpod. And you're using the poems that we've read as a guide, and the poets as mentor poets to guide you upon your writing your poem in regards to contribute to the theme of survival. And you're going to ensure that you at least give 3 peers feedback, and the stimulations is that it's positive, beneficial, and helpful. And ensure that once you have given your written feedback, that you also incorporate either a GIF or photo, a TED Talk or a YouTube video, or a collegiate or helpful article that will help stimulate or benefit your peers' writing. Okay, and that's it. Again, all work is due by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. Anything late, you will receive a 0, as some of you have. Okay, but it's very few of you who have done that, so I really appreciate it. As always, if you need any help, you can call me or tune in during our virtual office hours. If I'm not mistaken, it's at I can't really remember the time. Shame on me, but I believe it's either at 12 or 1, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's at 12. Okay, so just let me know. All right, I don't see any questions here, so I'm going to go ahead and log off. Thank you so much and enjoy.